delight and wonder, to the sense of mystery surrounding our lives, to our sense of pity and beauty and pain, to the latent feeling of fellowship with all creation, and to the subtle but invincible conviction of solidarity that knits together the loneliness of innumerable hearts, to the solidarity in dreams, in joy, in sorrow, in aspirations, in illusions, in hope, in fear, which binds men to each other, which binds together all humanity, the dead to the living, and the living to the unborn.
Let's begin at 3a. Notice that in paragraph 40 he mentions Joseph Conrad, because Conrad is one of our greatest writers in the English language, but he grew up not speaking English. It's quite a remarkable story. So this final quote will be evidence that you can actually engage in culture contact and then turn around and become one of the greatest spokespersons for the new culture that you have just met. Notice the argument that's being made here is that we have three options available to us. Go back to page 234. When we meet cultures we do not know or understand, he says we can either fight against them, be frightened by them, or we can isolate ourselves away from them, be frightened by them, or we can begin to in some ways cooperate and have a dialogue with them, understanding that the world, as he says it, is shrinking. Let's begin at level 1 really quickly. So what is the argument that's being made here? Put it in your own words, summarize it. At 2a, what do you think is the primary message of this text? You can clearly tell that he's arguing that it probably is better to try to cooperate and learn from other cultures than it is to fight and simply to isolate oneself away from all other cultures. Obviously, good arguments can be made for all three of these, which is why they've sustained for so long. At 2b, I'm interested in the tone that you wish to work with here. What exactly do you feel like is the tone? Do you feel like he's preaching at you, or rather encouraging you to engage in some level of kindness towards that which is unknown? At 3a, how do we relate this to other texts? I want to go really quickly to paragraph 15 and the mentioning of the Odyssey. In our study of the Odyssey that we saw as freshmen, you will remember there is this Greek notion of xenia, the idea of hospitality. When somebody shows up at your front door, you take care of them because you don't know if they're human or they're gods within the context of the Odyssey. This idea of xenia or hospitality will lead to all kinds of notions of xenophobia, that is to say, to be afraid or fear of the other and therefore of the unknown. The argument, obviously, that's being argued here, presented here, is let's try and be more open to the unknown and to the other. Finally, to own a text like this, what was in your life a time when you played a similar kind of game, where you had to engage in learning about others that you didn't know? Back to my original story of the young lady who left Florida to move to Wyoming, very different cultures. She did report after a year here that she finally had made friends, she finally had fit in, and her interesting observation was that, really, you people in Wyoming are not much different from us in Florida in terms of the way we see the world. I think it's a good challenge for us to say, to what degree are you willing to at least consider the other with kindness? Thank you.